Hello, it's Philip Damiani here from Drifta Stockton. We're located at the Drifta Stockton Slacks Creek store today, and I've got a guest here, special guest, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Rob. Most of you probably know me. I work at the Drifta Stockton Slacks Creek store. I run the store up here in Brisbane.
Today we're going to talk about what you see here. So what we got here is the Drifta Stockton Wildlands rooftop tent. This is the 1.4 version. So we're going to do a bit of a unboxing video here today. And what I want to do is I want to show you all the components, everything that comes with your rooftop tent when you get it, and talk a bit about the accessories that you can get with these as well. So once you've got your rooftop tent, grab yourself a table, put it on the top of the table, take the box off, and we're going to run by with Rob exactly what comes with the rooftop tent and where everything is located. So this is exactly what it looks like after you take the lid off. So
yeah, cool. So obviously you need to get rid of your foam packaging. The rooftop tent's also wrapped up in plastic here as well, which we're going to remove that also. And then the next step is take off these corner parts on the side of it and just remove it out of the box. So they're the steps which we're going to go through now. Open up these corners.
Tent's all sealed up inside this plastic, so obviously next thing we're going to remove this plastic.
Now once we've got that part done, next thing we're going to need to do is lift this off, and then we'll get the box out from underneath. We'll flip this upside down. Like that.
Not that heavy. You saw how easy that is. Try that with any other rooftop tent. Guarantee you're going to need at least 3-4 people. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, when we flicked it over, you might have seen Rob going to pick one up. Just beware when you can easily lose these when you're unboxing. So just keep an eye out in your packaging. So if you don't have the 4, just check on that and make sure you place these back on the ends.
So check inside the plastic packaging that you cut off it, because you can sometimes find that they'll get caught up in it, and it's easy enough to scrunch that plastic up and throw it away, not realising that your end cap's sitting inside of it.
The accessories that comes with your rooftop tent are located inside your rooftop tent.
So you'll find on the ends there's 2 latches, one on each end. On some of the older models you'll also find you've got rubber latches on the side. So you just undo your latches that are on the side of the rooftop tent also, and then you can lift it up. Now we've got it upside down at the moment, so you'll actually find your items just sitting here in a bag just on the side over here. The other thing that's inside here, so this is the other part that's inside the rooftop tent. These are your roof bars. So you'll find 2 of them already in there. We'll go through and show you how they get mounted as well for you also. In that little pocket, you've got your instruction manual. You've got your brackets that bolted underneath your vehicle, and you've also got another set of bolts which actually are used for your roof bars in there also. So that's what's inside that bag.
As a standard item, you'll receive the roof bars, and we'll show you how you set that up soon. So all the Wildlands rooftop tents that are sold now have all included the roof bars. So now Rob's opening up the package that was inside one of the shoe bags.
So these are the brackets that actually get mounted to the underside of the rooftop tent. There's a total of 4 of these, 2 for each railing. Then they've also got these parts as well. These have got your bolts and nut in one way. There's the part which gets tightened up underneath. And then you'll find a little bag here as well that has your washers and your lock washers sitting in that also. So we're going to be going through and now showing you how to actually get all that mounted to your rooftop tent as well.
See here you've got these 2 mounting bars. Now these are very important for the integrity of your rooftop tent, that they need to stay in place.
You can modify them slightly in the distance apart that they're separated, just so you're aware. Yep. They have pre-drilled holes that are actually already inside the rooftop tent. So you'll see them on the side where you can actually push the bars out slightly if you needed to. In order to do that, however, you do need to flip the whole part up because the bolts are accessed from the other side. You need to undo all the whole lot, move it out, then re-bolt it back down again. Okay guys, so these are the bits you'll have. You're going to have a total of 8 of these nuts and bolts. So you got 8 bolts. I've got 4 of them already being used. You have your washers, your standard washers, and your lock washers in there as well as these parts are the part which actually get twisted on, so they've got your nut already mounted inside them as well. Now there's 2 ways that you can mount these on. You can remove this end cap if you need to, and you'll see inside here it's actually a little bit wider. So this actually just fits straight in like that and then slides straight down the channel. Now the other option for you as well is you'll notice midway over here there's another little cutout, which you can also go inside that way and then bring it back down this way as well. So that's the other option for you also. You'll just need to bring those roughly to the rough area where you're going to need them on your vehicle. Generally when I put them on the vehicle I try to spread them apart so you've got a lot of room and then just tape them in as you need to then. Once we've got all this done, we're going to flip this upside down. We're going to put this on top of Phil's car.
There's been a few questions asked just how waterproof are these Wildlands because they don't have a floor as such. The Wildland tent is different to your conventional rooftop tent. It's like a separate tent inside a hard shell. You know how you got your tent like your Oz tents and so on, and they got a sealed floor, etc. So what you'll see in here, this base material is actually part of the tent itself. So you might notice there's no hard floor. Okay, there's no hard floor. All right, and that's how they've been able to keep this down to only 59 kilograms.
1.2 is rated at 52 kilograms. 1.4 is rated at 59 kilograms. So that's without the ladder, by the way. So you don't include the ladder in that measurement and the roof bars. So it's pretty much just the tent by themselves. The other thing as well, hey, I should mention to you, you'll see down the side of this. Well, the reason it's got holes is to let water through if it is raining. Let's
think of your conventional rooftop tents. The benefit of not having a hard floor as part of the actual frame itself that you see here is that when it rains, it's not going to act like a bucket. So water's not going to collect anywhere. Next thing what you want to do is flip your rooftop tent back over.
What you need to do, guys, you'll find these on the poles. On one end of it, this part here is set to still move. The other side's been tightened down pretty much already. Things you're going to need to do, you're going to need to leave that one there loose. You'll see on the side here, you've got these brackets. You need to take both of those off pretty much to get this done easily. So we're going to take both of the brackets off on either side of it. Then we're going to put this part in through that bracket, and then we're going to just test fit it to get it the right distance apart. We'll lift it off. We're going to tighten this nut down on this side here, and just make sure that one's nice and tight as well. Then we'll put it back down and bolt it straight back on. So the next step is to obviously just make sure that this one's nice and tight, hey, because you need to make sure that they're done up nice and tight on this part. That's good. Don't want to over tighten it, but just have it nice and tight, you know what I mean? And then same thing on this one here. We're gonna check this one now. This one's loose at the moment, so we need to get our brackets and put these onto it. Now you'll notice underneath here how this actually mounts on. We need to have the hole down that end, okay? So, because this is going to be flipped upside down, so we're going to have it like this. You can adjust the height if you wanted to, but we're going to have it like this on ours. So that gives you some idea on how we're going to mount them. So we're going to get that done on both sides, and we'll get the bolts put through. The other part as well is inside this little bag. So you'll find this little baggie that comes with it. You'll find in there a set of bolts as well. Now there's 4 bolts, 4 nuts and 4 washers inside there. 4 bolts, 4 washers and 4 lock washers. I'll get that right eventually. And what these are actually used for, these are actually going to be attaching into the side in here, and to attach these onto the actual the bars themselves, the brackets there. So we'll get that part done next. So what I've done here, I'm just following the exact same procedure that they've got for the bolts on the side of these. So I put my lock washer on there, then I put my plain washer. And what I like to do is I like to get this so it just sits in there, and you just screw it in. And I like to get it so it fits into that little groove. So you only need to do that finger tight at the moment, and we're going to do that on both sides. We're just going to just tighten these ones here up. We've still got this part here loose, and so the next thing we're going to need to do is we need to figure out how far apart so we can tighten this nut down. So what I like to do is I like to just get this and just sit it down just on either side, so this is actually just resting in roughly about the position that you need it to be at. And then once you've got that at the right position, lift that up, flip this upside down, and tighten that nut down on that side there. So we'll do that now. Just double check it before you go and screw it all together, because if we've tightened this up, you just want to make sure that it's nice and close to where it's going to be tightened into. Now something you can do, you can slide these out of the way if you need to, and then just do one of them at a time. You only want to do them hand tight at the moment.
So we just bolted the rooftop bars on. Drifta Stockton sells some optional accessories for your wildland rooftop tent.